where do you think you go when you die?
I'm not really religious.
We go through a process of reviewing our life, and we think to ourselves, like, do we think that we deserve going to hell?
But I was in a place where I was just anxious, I was depressed, very suicidal, like having panic attacks all the time. And so I just want to share that news to you and say that, hey, if there's anything that you're ever going through, if there's any time that you're feeling lost, if there's any time that you're feeling depressed or you're feeling alone, there is something out there. There is someone out there. And I would be the one to tell you that that person is Jesus. Okay, it's a little bit loud, but what's up, y'all? We're here in West Hollywood. If you aren't familiar with this area, WeHo, there are a lot of gay clubs, gay night bars, and we're gonna just preach the gospel and see if some people are open to hearing about Jesus and just plant some seeds in LA. We're gonna see how this night goes. We're gonna hit a few people, and in the following weeks, we'll see all the content. Y'all wanna do my video?
We can do it.
What's your name?
My name's Anya Lisa. Hello, hello, hello.
Anya Lisa. I'm just going around asking people, where do you think we go when we die?
So, okay, there's this part of space. It's like a Hot Pocket, right?
All right.
Like, okay, remember the Hot Pockets that were just broccoli and cheese? It's like that. It's like that. So you get put in a huge broccoli and cheese Hot Pocket, and there you go. But to be serious, your consciousness never exists. It just ceases to exist. It's really bad. It's really sad.
But, you wanna know, like, I low-key believe that too.
Right.
But I believe that there is also an opportunity to like live forever and have eternal life. So like, if you were to leave this earth today, you'd go to that big Hot Pocket broccoli and cheese
Hot Pocket in the sky.
My fault. Broccoli and cheese hot. So did this broccoli and cheese Hot Pocket create us?
Yes. So if you put it in the microwave too long, it starts producing humankind.
Interesting.
Right.
Have you encountered this before?
Have I encountered this? Yes. So when I put my Hot Pocket in the microwave too long, it came out with a bunch of little faggots.
Hey, yo. Oh no!
Did I say a slur? Oh,
I might have to censor that.
God.
I might have to censor that.
It.
But here's the thing. My backstory was.
Oh no!
Hey, it's gonna go there.
It's gonna go there.
I was raised up Catholic. I know, right?
Bad news.
I know. Hey. But we did a little turnaround. And what happened was I was in a bad place. I'll be honest. Like, I was all depressed. I was anxious, like dealing with suicidal stuff, like a lot of weird relationship stuff.
You were on Reddit. Oh my God. Really bad.
I was getting cooked, like IRL, like I was getting cooked real life.
On Kiwi Farms. Okay, this was bad.
But I was like, God, if you're out there, you got to show yourself to me, or else I'm not about to be here anymore.
And what did he show himself as?
Jesus.
Jesus.
Not that Jesus. Hey. Long story short, though, I'm just going around telling people that it's like, now I don't want to be that type of person that's like, this is sin, and this is sin, and this is sin, and this is sin. I want to go out and be able to preach that when I was anxious, when I was afraid, when I was lonely, when I was hurt,
right.
I had a God who was out there, who encountered me, who showed himself to me and said, hey, I love you. Hey, you're my son. Like, hey, I want a life for you. And I can't even say that my life since then has been all this peachy and gloriousness, but like there's a type of faith that I've been able to walk in, knowing that I have a God who loves me. I'm gonna spin the block. But you have a God out there,
right,
who loves you and who wants to protect you, who wants to reveal himself to you, and that wants to show you how to love others. Because at the end of the day, I think our purpose here is to love others and just share the good news with people.
Yeah, I agree with the love others.
But be honest with me. Keep it a buck with me. Come on.
Be honest with you.
Keep it a buck with me.
Jesus is a two-piece and a biscuit.
Can you put that in layman's terms?
2 chicken wings and a biscuit, and/or a model and a 2-piece and a biscuit.
The thing is like, I think people misrepresent God. My whole purpose of coming out here is like, I don't like how sin is just singled out in Christianity. I don't like that people choose one sin and it's like, we're gonna hate this group.
Exactly.
And really all they're doing is deflecting from the own sin that they have within themselves. So like, if I say this person's a bad person, it takes away from the things that I have in my closet that I'm dealing with.
We got Jesus.
We got it.
Hello.
We got it.
Hey.
So yeah, I just want to show people love. I want to show people respect. And my brand is around like, I just challenge people's beliefs and just let them know what's up with it. All right, well, I just want to share that good news with you.
Love the good news. This is good news. But to be honest, thank y'all for being so respectful out here in WeHo. That's real. That's real.
It was nice meeting you.
Lovely.
Wait, what's the double cross?
The double cross, I don't want to say I'm religious, but I do believe in God. I'm very Catholic. I pray all the time, but I also like the aesthetic. I don't want to lie and be like, it's for Catholicism.
Yeah.
I like the look of it, but I do believe in God.
So the first question I ask people is, where do you think you go after you die? Would you say that you would be going to heaven?
Part of me wants to say we're going to purgatory. Part of me wants to say that when we die, we go through a process of reviewing our life and we think to ourselves, like, what do we think of ourselves? Do we think we deserve going to heaven? Do we think that we deserve going to hell? Ultimately, I feel like it's what we think of ourselves, and do we think we're a good person? That's what I think.
Well, I could share with you that in the Bible, God doesn't leave us in this like confusion to know like, oh, am I going to go to purgatory? Am I going to go to heaven? Am I going to go to hell? He gave us a rule book to tell us, like, if you're familiar with like even the 10 commandments, that's a part of it. He gave us the 10 commandments to be like, hey, are you a good person? Are you a righteous person? And so it says like, you should not steal, you should not lie, you should not commit adultery and all that stuff. Would you say that you're a good person? Hey, real quick, y'all, if you guys are enjoying the video, all I ask is that you hit that like, you hit that subscribe, and drop a comment with how you would respond to some of these things. Share your thoughts. Let's get a community in that comment section. Back to the video.
I have done that in my life. I've done so many things in my life that I honestly could say I'm not a good person. I try to be, but judging from the 10 commandments, I'm not.
You're not. And so if God was a judge, if God was righteous, and he judged you against the 10 commandments, do you think that you would go to heaven then?
I want to say that I pray and that I do confirmation and I do confession. But at the end of the day, I think that I want to, but I don't think that I am.
Do you want to know how you can for sure know that you're going to go to heaven?
I'm kind of scared.
Well, scared for
I don't want to.
It's good news, bro. It's
Why?
good news.
What is it?
So basically, when God, you know the 10 commandments, that was way back in like the Old Testament, like Moses, all those guys' time, right? And basically how that works is God gave them a rule book, and he was like, if you follow all these commands, like, I will consider you righteous. When they broke a law, what they would do is they would sacrifice an animal, and it would be like a life for life, bloodshed for bloodshed, because God said, like, you sinned and committed crime, there needs to be payment for it. But the thing is, that was temporary.
Yeah.
God had a plan in motion from the beginning, and he was like, I'm gonna come down in human form and live a perfect life, and then I will be a sacrifice on a cross, so that anybody who turns to me, you won't have to turn to some animal, you won't have to turn to some priest to say, Lord, like, forgive me. It's a one-time thing where you say, Jesus, I accept you, I want to be like you, and I receive the sacrifice that you had. It covers my life and everything I'm doing. And so if you want to know how to be saved, if you want to know how do I go to heaven, it's believing in Jesus, believing in what he did. What do you think? Thoughts? Agree? Disagree?
I agree. I mean, I can't say I'm completely religious to know exactly the confirmation and everything you're talking about, but I agree.
You agree?
For a fucking second.
You don't have to make a decision right now.
You guys are fucking idiots.
Whoa. You don't have to make a decision right now. There's never any pressure. My backstory, I was in a place of really bad depression. I was in a place of really bad anxiety. Like, I had a whole panic disorder and depressive disorder and every general anxiety type of thing you had. And I was struggling a lot in life. And for me, I was like, I don't want to be here. I was raised in that Catholic background. I know there's a God out there. And I was like, God, like, you need to show me that you're real. Like, you need to show me that there's more to it than just this life that I'm living, because I don't like this life. And so that's where I want to share with you is that same type of gift, that same type of love, that same type of like community, he wants that for you as well. And he wants to be able to share that with you and be able to show that to you. Are you okay? What's wrong? Yeah, you're good. You're good. Cut it.
She's going through some stuff right now, but she was born and raised Catholic. At least that's what she was telling me. But you could tell there's like a lot of hurt in her life. I said, you don't want to be in the video, and she was like, no, not really. Like, I wouldn't really want to talk about religion because I feel like that would be boring. I said, what would you want to talk about? Like, and she said love. And I was like, well, what if I told you Jesus loves you more than anything in it, like anyone in this earth? And she was just like, she paused for a second and she just like really thought about it. And she would say, and she was like, I would say like, I would take that as a sign, as like, I really need to hear that right now. And then that's when you stepped in.
What's your name?
I'm Virgo, please. This is my partner, Bradley.
Bradley.
Where do you think you go when you die?
Space.
Space? So like, where do you think we came from? Like, were we created? Where did it all come from?
I don't know. I trust the science, I'm not gonna lie. Evolutionary.
But where does that start? The Big Bang? I believe in the Big Bang.
I could use a Big Bang.
Hey, oh.
Of course you could. Or
I am what I am.
Reasonable. All right, let's say, if there were a God out there though, would you believe in it? Him, it, he, she, whatever?
I think she is more likely.
I think she's more likely to. Creation, that's where babies come from. I feel like if there is a God, it's probably a woman. And I would believe in her.
Okay.
Because I believe in women.
Do you think that this God, she, he, it, whatever type of thing, do you think it can encounter people? Do you think that it reveals itself to its creation, or do you think it's just some distant, far-off thing?
I'll tell a story. My dad, my father, was hit by a car. And right after my uncle died, and my dad did not hit his head. He like was completely fine, basically. He had some stitches, but he was physically fine. I think I have to, after that event, believe in some sort of God, something cradling my father, like carrying him, making sure he's okay. I think so. I think
also the same girl who said that she didn't believe in God.
And then I could use a Big Bang. So you know what? I am what I am.
The story's, okay, what if I'll tell you my story at least, right? Here's my story. I was always raised to believe like there is a God out there. There's like Jesus in heaven and all this stuff, but like I never really had a connection with God. I never was like, oh, God is out there, and when I pray to him, he hears me, or like sort of like the situation with your dad where it's like these supernatural things take place where it's like God reveals himself. But I was in a place where I was just anxious, I was depressed, very suicidal, like having panic attacks all the time. Relationships were all over the place. Like I moved out of home when I was like right at 18 and all of that. And in that time I was in such a bad place. I was like, God, if you're out there, like you need to show yourself to me. You need to show that you're real, because if not, like I'm not gonna be here. I don't wanna be here anymore. And after that time, God revealed himself to me, and I believe that that God is Jesus. I believe that he showed, he showed himself to me, and he showed like there's many names of God. Like God is so multifaceted. It says God is love, God is Emmanuel, he's God with us, God is Rapha, like our healer, all of these different things. And like God revealed himself to me that way, being my healer. He revealed to me that even when I feel like I'm alone, I'm not alone. And that's what inspires me to come out and do these videos and the content that I create to share with people. Like there is a God in heaven who loves you and wants to encounter you.
So, as someone who's Jewish, who is born and raised Jewish, I can connect with a lot of what you're saying. That there is a God who does show themselves. I personally don't believe that God is gendered or like is a being that is male. But I will say that I think that like I understand what you're saying. I believe there is a force that is caring for me. Can I share something about you with like Jews and Judaism and all of that? Sure, go for it.
Basically, when it way started back, there was Abraham, and then there was Isaac, and there was Jacob, and the fathers and our fathers, and it was like God's chosen people. And God was like, if you're my chosen people, you got to obey my commandments. He gave them a whole law. He gave them like Leviticus, Numbers, like all these different things saying, this is what you got to do to be a good person. This is what you got to do to be a righteous person. But the thing is, every single person sinned. They all failed at upholding that law. And God was like, all right, well, if you sin, you got to make a sacrifice. For the sin that you committed, there has to be a payment that's made. So they would sacrifice animals. But God, from the moment he created man, he was like, this is not the end goal that I have in mind. I'm going to send my son down in human form, and he's going to be that living sacrifice that covers the whole entire world's sin, so that anybody who looks to him will not perish but have eternal life. And so he says that if you want to go to heaven, if you want to know the God who's here saving your father and who's having angels come down and protect him, he says that if you confess in your heart and believe in your heart and confess with your mouth that Jesus Christ is Lord, then you shall inherit that eternal life.
Is this on the street conversion?
Is that
doing
your
like
goal?
a documentary.
My branding is built on, if you ask people the hard questions, they'll rethink what they believe. I never care to push any type of perspective on anybody. What I do care to share is that I was a person who I was raised Catholic. I jumped around to like spiritual beliefs and like sort of like New Age, sort of that like universe, something's out there. I jumped around to a lot of different beliefs, but how I carry myself is that I always try and challenge what I believe. If you can't back up what you believe, then you probably shouldn't believe in it in the first place. If I stand with someone on the street and they show me, hey, this is wrong, and they point a bunch of holes in it and make me rethink my belief, I have to be just as open to changing, where it's like, if God is not God, then he's no longer God in my life. So in a sense, is it gospel preaching? Yes, to long story short. But at the end of the day, I believe that truth matters. Like, there's beliefs that we had that were here for centuries and centuries and centuries. What is it that we stand on, and what is it that we hold to that leads our life? And that at the end of the day, how do we best love one another?
I'll let you respond.
I think loving one another is the right thing, and I feel like, personally, as someone who went to church every day or every Sunday since I was like 0 to 18, I get where you're coming from. I feel at this point in my life disillusioned with the church itself because it has perpetrated so much terror in the world, like the entire world, and so I'm looking for something different. And I also want to go to the next club. But I really appreciate this conversation that you're having with people, and I think that it's very valuable, and I appreciate what you're doing. So thank you.
Hey, I'm glad that you guys stuck around to listen. It was great being able to talk with you guys. Sorry, remind me, it was
Virgo, please.
Virgo, please, and then Bradley, Elijah. It was nice to meet you guys.
I love an intellectual conversation. So
I do too. But I'm gonna head to the next club. It was lovely to meet you, Elijah.
Enjoy your night. Hey, and real quick, just to tap in with it, just get a final thing. This is the boy Caesar that we got to evangelize when we hit the Topanga Mall. He really received the word. He's been pulling up to church with us. And now, you didn't see him on camera today, but that person holding the camera, that was him. And he was helping us shoot our video today. So I want to say I appreciate you, Caesar. Glad that the seed is planted and that it's reaping a harvest already, bro. I love it.
I got a whole nother weapon, I'm leading. Sword in my lap and I'm shot like a fusion. Call me a prophet, the spirit, he's speaking. You said you don't just ain't God, but you sleeping. Coppers is out and we getting, we heating. Drop out the top, you can see us, we peeping. Riding that Via, we gliding, we speeding.